at AGathering144, hit the bell, you got it, and receive all notifications, and tell a family member, okay? And the reason why is because, folks, it's time to lock in. It's time to lock in. The next time they run one of these things like they did in 2020, it will not be a drill. That will not be a drill. So think of all the confusion. Think of all the fear of not understanding what was going on, you know, the dynamics of what was happening, not being able to go to your jobs, not to be able to call someone and link in with other people who fear you coming to their house. There was nothing that went down that we've ever experienced in the earth since being born that could have prepared us for that moment. But guess what? We were prepared. And it wasn't because of about us. It was about standing firm on that word and understanding that prophetically God told us a long time ago that we would experience these moments of tribulation. We understood it. We didn't know exactly what component they was going to use and how they were going to roll it out. I didn't know they was going to do it through a cold or through a flu. But we knew the time would come where they would begin to transition and fast track towards the mark of the beast. And I'm saying this, brothers and sisters, because when this thing went down, guess what? A lot of you were totally scared, confused. And I'm telling you right now, the next time it happens, this will not be a test run. This was a culling, a thinning of the herd throughout the four corners of the earth, a prophetic takedown of the ignorant. And when I say ignorant, let's not get offended or get confused. There's a clear distinction between stupid and ignorant. Ignorance is you don't have enough information to make a sound decision. And you'll make a decision strictly on the information you have obtained up until that moment. Well, suppose the information you have obtained didn't prepare you for the moment. So that's the difference. Hosea 4:6 teaches, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. What's that? Ignorance. So the powers that be played on that ignorance, cut the lights out, the proverbial lights out by saying, you know what? You're in the dark. You cannot share anything with anybody. You cannot go to work. You cannot go to the hospital. Stay in your homes. And guess what, folks? That was a test run. And the next time it happens, it's going to go live. And if we don't link into what this church is about to be bringing forth going forward, guess what? No one out there is going to try to claim that you weren't warned. Think about it. Over 24 hours, your life was different. And see, what happens with people, they tend to forget those moments. And when Satan opens the door and say, all right, go out and play, you begin to totally forget that moment. Okay? And you'll go about your life as if they didn't stop everything all at once. Some people are going to go back to what they used to be. Some people are going to go back into sins and all that, thinking that, okay, that was just 2020. No. How many people I've seen was trying to get their lives together, folks? I couldn't even keep up with all the phone calls, emails, and everything else when everyone was locked down. It's still, I'm getting inundated till this day, but I'll tell you this right now, folks. It's going to happen again. And when it happens, guess what? It's going to be a little different. This time, the people who are operating in the ignorance are going to be used. Okay, it was like Satan initiated a certain demographic of the earth into an army that will be used against the righteous when the next test happens. So stay locked in. And even if something happens where YouTube is gone or whatever the case is, we will always have what? Alternative ways of linking in with you. But you'll never understand those pivots if you're not tuned in. So we're going to use this platform as long as we can, but understand, one day, all of it's going to go because they understand the power of what happened. You don't think they're just looking, they're looking at it all. They're looking at what people who believe in Christ stood in Christ during that moment. You think they're not seeing that? What people were unbudgeable during the crisis and their message stayed steady. So the next plan, they're going to be like, you know what? We're not going to because so many people who was unsure grabbed on like a life raft to these brothers who was teaching. We have to make sure that that message isn't out there the next time by shutting the platform down. So what they'll do is, you see what they did. They've been telling you. Well, guess what? There was a EMP, a cyber attack, this, that, and the other that hit the gas line or whatever the case is. Why do you think they did that? So that now they have a built-in excuse. So when they run the next time, they'll say a cyber attack happened and all of the internet went. So that now you cannot get the message. You're home alone. And the only information you're getting is through mainstream television with no objective voice at all. Look for that to happen the next time. So unless we prepare and get ourselves together now, there'll be no excuse when they turn it all out, the proverbial internet light, and say, you know what? Guess what? Don't leave your homes. And so many of you caused so many people to die the last time. Wink, wink. You know what we're going to do? We have to enforce this through military to make sure you stay home. And there's going to be on and on and on and on and on, where now it's going to be totally draconian. And if it be the Most High's will, by the time that breaks out, we'll already be segued to where we need to be. We have a little window and we have to make the most of this window. Never forget where you were when the lights went out, when they told you don't go outside. There's an airborne pathogen and all this other stuff scaring you. And guess what? That was the test of all tests. Many of the people who are ignorant fell for it, and many are still falling for it, but not you. Hey, don't worry about it, brothers and sisters. Everything we have will be hard copied. Just like I'm recording this right now, I'm recording this not just here. I'm recording this to a download. Everything will be hard copied and distributed if need be. We've already pivoted that way, knowing what's going to happen. So don't worry about that. The hard copies, DVDs, and all, we already got all that. To segue, we already have a mail list. We already have ways of being able to get information to you, especially those who've been sent into the P.O. box, those that are in the academy and others. We have your address and all that because you allocated that so that we can reach you, in the business of the academy. So we're going to take all of those resources when it comes to what? Data. Of the addresses of those who have supported the church, who have been a part of the church, and we have all that lined up to where we can send out packages or whatever the case is and let everyone know this is what's going on here, this is what's going on there, this is how you can reach us, whatever the case might be. So we've already pivoted. Okay? We've already pivoted. So don't you worry about it. What you do is you stay linked in. Okay? Keep your family in prayer. Follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and control what's in your power to control, which is your temple. Outside of us that are guiding, you all have your personal guide. It's called the angel of the presence. The angels are with you too. So you're not just being guided through us. You're being guided from the heavens also with your personal angel. All right. So stay locked in. Keep yourself in the spirit of the Almighty, following his law, and control what you can control. And guess what? The Most High will gather the elect to the elect. Now, speaking of that, jumping right in. Our lesson today, a prophetic journey to the gospel. Now, why are we going into the prophetic journey leading to Christ? Well, brothers and sisters, what I've noticed is that all these people who are claiming that the Bible isn't the way, the Bible was just a book written by the white man, the Bible is just a prophetic book put together by the Illuminati to control people. All these different ad hominems that are out there against the Bible, right? As if the shining, putting shade and darkness on the Bible, right? But yet, when everything broke out last year, there was not one religious body outside of those who believe in the word with an answer. The Hindus didn't have an answer. The Muslims didn't have an answer. The Christians didn't have an answer because modern day Christians don't even follow the Bible. There's a book here by Frank Viola called Pagan Christianity. I've been going through this book. Like even the Christian theologians that are teaching over churches, they know that modern day Christianity are people who don't believe in the Bible. They're pagans. They're pagans. The belief of many gods and many ideologies. Guess what? Islam. The Muslims didn't have the answer. Everyone was just afraid, in their room shaking, biting their nails, wondering what's going on with the cold. What's going on with the virus? Right? I need y'all to really think about that. So we have to go into this world of the gospel breaking down Christ and this book. Why? You got it. Because it was that foundation that sustained those who understand Christ's prophecies prophetically. Okay? I don't have to hear what Fauci have to say, Bill Gates have to say, or anyone else. Because I understood who they were according to prophecy. And I understood the only book that can break down what was going on right now was the Bible. So all these people that try to claim Christ ain't the Messiah, the book is not true. What? Okay, if it wasn't true, what book is? The religion or ideology, with you claiming the book isn't real, that means you have a higher knowledge that can direct the people in this prophetic time. What is it? If you have all that knowledge to say the Bible isn't true, then you in itself by default is claiming that you have something better. But yet you were as confused as the rest of the unbelievers. So this message today is to solidify believers. The journey. That's right. The journey to the gospel, the prophetic journey, the bloodline journey. Starting, that's right, with Christ. The journey to the gospel. To the Jews first and also to the Gentiles. And why am I putting this out? So that no